Dr. Amina Hashim is the founder of Oasis Group, which comprises of Horial Investments Holding Company Limited, Kingston Enterprises, Wabo Enterprises, Labanam Courts, and Kada Investments. She started off with cross-border trade at an early age, and her main business at the time was supplying cement to Uganda when the country was just emerging from civil strife in 1986.
The main thing which has made me successful is that my teacher was my mother. And my mother was very good in business. Although she never went to school. She never went to school, she never studied, but she had the attitude of learning things. So immediately when I left school, she asked me to go to do bookkeeping. Because she wanted somebody who knows accounts. Because if you do business, you also have to account for yourself.
She single-handedly started and completed landmark investment projects which have transformed Uganda's capital Kampala into a vibrant city. The Oasis Mall is the city centre's heartbeat, housing local and international banks. The jewel in the crown is the Labanam Courts, which is a development of luxurious residential apartments.
I was one of the only lady who agreed and also put an attempt to say that I should be given opportunity to take these opportunities to build Uganda on this. And I still say thank you to His Excellency, the President of Uganda, who trusted me.
I always get very happy when I see a few Africans who wake up, like this lady here. This was a valley. This was a valley, and she asked me for the valley. You give me that valley. Because of her Somali name, I first checked whether she was a terrorist or not. I confirmed that she's not a terrorist. Her mother is from Bungoma. So I said, okay.
From humble beginnings, Amina Hashim is now providing employment to over 6,000 people, mainly women. Her determination and unique ability to make things happen has endeared her to several African heads of state and dignitaries who have personally visited her projects to witness firsthand the transformation and impact they have on the city and its people.
Na nyinyi mumetuonesha example mzuri sana kutoka mwanzo ya kwamba Kenya can actually be an integrated society, because you yourselves have integrated family and deeply na societies zote pahali popote ambapo mwenda. Hata mimi nikienda Kampala lazima nikutane na Amina aniambie dunia ya huko vile imekaa, mbele ya tuongee sana, na ni kweli.
Her latest venture is into sugar and power production. Amina, under her company Horial Investments Limited, is putting up a sugar plant with a cane crushing capacity of 1,650 tons per day and a 12-megawatt cogeneration plant in northern Uganda. This will be the source of economic empowerment to over 5,000 women and the entire economy of northern Uganda. Her remarkable social responsibility drive and enthusiasm continues to be channeled towards reduction of poverty and creation of sustainable economic empowerment to women.
When the people in the north came and talked to me and said that we have this land, the land is in northern Uganda and it is at the border, and this is an area where there was the conflict, and was the war area where Kony was. So, but it is now peaceful. Peace has come. People who are displaced have been brought back. So it is not as bad as that.
Mama Amina is well known as a serious investor. This is also the pride for women. This is an example that women can actually be big investors. She's now being invited all over. UN, African Development Bank. The other day she was being given an award. I even saw her now on the front page of a magazine called Fortune, that she's now one of the billionaires in Africa.
I agreed and I took the land. I realized that the main people who are really affected here are women. They were displaced and they are back, but they were not given anything. So I realized that as to put sugar factory there, first of all, I should also help the women.
We had a conversation with Madame Amina, and we asked her, you know, women in Africa, let's say Africa, we don't own properties. More so land, we don't own it. And it is worse with the vulnerable. They even don't have where to squat. We have women who came back from the bush. They are living with HIV/AIDS. They have been denied portion of family properties, and they also are HIV positive.
With the return of relative peace after decades of brutal insurgency, northern Uganda is slowly beginning to rebuild, with places like Atiak setting the pace thanks to efforts of people like Dr. Amina.
Right now we are in a small capacity, but once we plant more cane and what we continue, we might be the ones supplying the whole of the Africa.
In short, her efforts as a visionary lady entrepreneur are bringing hope and joy to thousands of people who were largely uncertain of the future.
And I believe that if the women can join hands and join Amina in this big sugar project, we should be able to say bye-bye to poverty.
Because it is a good venture, it is a good thing which can elevate our poverty from our home. It is a good thing we shall teach our children.
Today, Amina is a leading woman entrepreneur and investor whose zeal and hard work in sectors previously dominated by men has earned her accolades from both local and international business leaders. And recently, Amina was given tribute by the Parliament of Uganda after she was recognized as the best investor of the year in Africa by the Commonwealth Enterprise and Investment Council in UK.
Parliament takes cognizance of the contribution and business strides made by Dr. Omar Hashim in the development of Uganda. And third, Uganda replicates Dr. Omar Hashim's investment model that involves the indigenous population in contributing to the development of their community.
Oftentimes we pay tribute to people when they are not with us physically. So I'm quite grateful that Amina is here to listen for herself when members of parliament are actually paying tribute to her for her contribution towards the development in this country.
Dr. Amina, as Honorable Cecilia told you, working with the farmers in my constituency. And as I talk, the farmers who are employed in the farm, they're about 2,000. Another business is in Uganda, whereby we have about 600 Ugandans who are employed.
Mr. Speaker, I think this motion also answers a number of things in this House. Of course, it has not been easy, but she has been a very resilient lady. I don't know how many times she has worked in our offices, but she has never been discouraged.
Amina is indeed a gem in our economy. She started with a woman. She supported the woman, and she formed 3,000 women cooperatives in the northern region.
The Atiak sugar thing is just one of those things that she has been able to pioneer in and create change, provide hope to people who had none. And that's why this motion has come to Parliament, and that is why at this time I should put the question to the motion for the resolution of Parliament to pay tribute to Dr. Amina S.C. Monge upon being awarded the European CEO Award Entrepreneur of the Year Africa 2019. I'll put the question to this motion. Will those in favor say aye? To the contrary, no. The ayes have it.
And all this is done from the grassroots. There is nothing I do in any of my business which I attempt, even if I didn't know. I go and do learning. I go to conferences. I don't listen to consultants. I go to conferences where I also get my own idea, my own things which I'll use my brain. Allah gave me brain. And you only, there is nobody will tell me that he was a professor. I can even challenge the professors.
This factory is now ready with a plantation of over 15,000 sugarcane already grown, and the factory is expected to be commissioned in April 2020.